Nearly 300 people are now known to have died and 1,000 are injured in India's deadliest train crash this century. We start in India, where rescue efforts have now ended after the country's worst rail crash this century. 288 people are now known to have died and more than 1,000 have been injured. The incident took place in the eastern state of Odisha, and it's thought that some 2,000 passengers were on board the two passenger trains involved. Our South Asia correspondent Archana Shukla has visited a hospital where some of the victims are being sent.
Every 30 minutes, an ambulance like this comes into this hospital here in Cuttack, which is the state's biggest hospital, ferrying in critically injured passengers from the accident site. This is still 3 hours drive from the accident site, where last night 3 trains, 2 passenger trains and a goods train, were involved in a crash that led to more than 1,000 passengers being injured and many hundreds and dozens dying. We are told since last night, nearly about 200 critically injured passengers have been brought into this hospital. This site here is one of despair, distress and of chaos. There are people here looking for their family members, some of them distressed, not knowing the conditions of those who are already here. This is one of the deadliest train accidents that India has seen in decades, and the numbers are only on the rise, both on the casualty side and of those injured, and a lot of questions that the government and the Central Railway Ministry will have to answer.
Well, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the scene and a local hospital and met some of the victims. Here's what he had to say.
This incident is very serious for the government. Orders for carrying out a thorough investigation have been given, and whoever is found guilty will get the strictest punishment. That person will not be spared.
Well, there are varying accounts of how this train crash happened, including questions about which train derailed first. The exact sequence of events is still under investigation, but BBC teams have been trying to piece it together. We know that the accident involved 3 trains. The Coromandel Express, which is seen here in red, it was heading south to Chennai. The Howrah Superfast Express, which is in blue, was heading north. Now, there was also a stationary goods train, which you can see here in grey. Now, there are varying accounts of which train derailed first, but a railway spokesperson said it was the Coromandel Express. It somehow ended up on a loop line and it hit a goods train. The derailed carriages, which you can see in red here, then collided with the Howrah Superfast Express, which was travelling along a different line. And some of the Superfast Express carriages, which you can see in blue, are also then derailed. The government has said in total 17 coaches from the 2 passenger trains were derailed and severely damaged.